Hello, my name is Lucas Bowman, and my thesis is about how sandbox video games, or video games in general, can actually improve a child's cognitive and creativity and help improve their development. So, what are sandbox video games? Sandbox video games are actually a game that developers make to actually allow you to do whatever you want. It's like an open world game, like Minecraft, for example, where you play by your own style, you make your own rules, and you can pretty much build whatever you want. Build, destroy, create your own rules for yourself. Like, make it where you only use certain items. Okay, there is no right or wrong way to play. You can pretty much do whatever you want, really. So, and sandbox video games are important because it allows the child to push the game as far as they want, be creative, build, and do whatever. Now, how do video games improve creativity and problem solving? Well, a lot of games you have to play are different from each other. Some games, like Mario, is a platform game where it's a trial and error. You fail once, yeah, it can get frustrating, but it actually teaches you to solve problems and where you actually are messing up at. There are some games that also help improve kids' ability to create their own. Some kids get inspired from games they played that as they grow up, they want to make their own video games. My famous example I want to share is Eric Barone, or Concerned Ape as he's known as online, created a game called Stardew Valley, and he was inspired by multiple games. One of them was from his childhood game he played called Harvest Moon. He also took inspiration from Minecraft, Terraria, and others. And he created a game called Stardew Valley, which is a farming simulator. He actually hates time limits on games, but even though he added a time limit on later. Anyway, Eric Barone started creating Stardew Valley as a resume builder after he graduated from college. He actually it took him 4 years to actually make Stardew Valley. Originally, it was going to be a resume builder. He was hoping he was going to sell 10,000 copies, but as of right now, he's sold more than 50 million copies as of today. And the region of Stardew Valley is actually based off Washington State, because he's from Auburn. And there is no right or wrong way to play Stardew Valley. There is no game over. If you want to be a farming tycoon and make tons of money, do it. If you want to have a relationship and start a family in the town with the town folks, go ahead. If you want to mine all the ores in the mine, go for it. The games have balanced options to do, and Eric Barone takes feedback from the community to make his game. Different types of video games like are run and gun, basically where you keep shooting. There's different styles to video games, and each one has their own rules. Like RPGs, for example. RPGs, for people who don't know, stand for role-playing games. They're the more turn-based games, where you actually decide what action you're going to do per battle and how you play it. Like Mario RPG or the Mario and Luigi series. Here's some counter arguments that parents have, is like, parents say, my son gets, or daughter actually gets too angry when they get upset when they play on video games. Understand, people have game rage. And that's mostly due because that children actually, when they keep losing over and over and over, gets really frustrating and they vent their frustration. But my counter argument is that it actually allows them to process their emotions and know when to step away and take the break. Another problem that parents have is that my child's playing too much video games. Well, here's the thing. I want to ask you, and this is where the parents, I want to say this to. Is your child getting all their responsibilities done? Are they doing all their chores, all their homework done? If yes, I don't see no problem playing. But then parents should work with their children to set up time limits or have play where they play for a certain amount of time. but have it during the weekend when they're outside of school to have a free day where they're allowed to play as much as they want. And the third argument I want parents have is that, oh, my kids are not making any friends, or they're being antisocial. Well, for parents, like, if they don't see their children physically have friends around, they don't think they have friends at all. But that's not true. Video games, they can make friends online, even make friends at school where they can play online. Maybe, like, for example, some people have school friends, they don't want to hang out outside of school, but they want to hang out on a game. They can also talk strategies, make plans, and know what to do for video games, their favorite video games they like to play. And the last thing I want to talk about is some people, like some psychologists actually did some research, and they actually showed that video games really improve a child's creativity and development in good ways than none. And there's this stipulation out there where parents think, oh, there's a bunch of bad stuff that video games make, like for example, but all those negative stuff are mostly myth. There are some facts about them, but it's mostly myth. There's a lot of positive things about video games, and etc. And that's why I think parents should allow their kids to play video games, but do it in a balanced way where because there's a lot of benefits to make. Thank you.